Welcome to my first video in what I'm going to call the video series FITBUSTER. I take no kind of shame in just copying from Mythbusters because it's a great show. My one regret with that show is they didn't do as many things in the movies that involved physical feats of fitness or strength by supposed regular people. I'm going to take these kind of physical feats all the way from Indiana Jones and to Batman, because don't forget Batman is a superhero, but he's a regular person. Forget the Marvel stuff. This is regular people doing extraordinary things, and I'm going to see if they're possible. It's called FITBUSTER. Let's get on with it. Now, the first video in the series is going to be a bit of a tribute to a kind of forgotten hero of the movie industry, and particularly of stunts and physicality. That man is Bert Reynolds. In the 70s, Bert Reynolds was the biggest movie star in the world, but not a lot of people know that he actually did a lot of his own stunts. He would do them if he could. And some of the stunts he did were absolutely nuts. And he trained under legendary stuntman Hal Needham. So he learned all these things on one of his TV shows, and he learned and learned and went on, and he started to do more and more ridiculous things that you would never be able to do today because you literally just wouldn't be able to get insured to do them. Now, one of his movies is called 100 Rifles. Not a particularly successful movie, but I thought it was quite good. It's a Western, Raquel Welch, Bert Reynolds, Jim Brown. Pretty good cast as far as I'm concerned. In one of the scenes, he's been left on a train with Jim Brown, and he says,
I'm gonna jump right out that window behind you.
And then he does this, and then the stunt, which isn't really a stunt so much as a physical feat of, I think, just brilliant agility and coordination and strength, is this. And he makes it look incredibly easy. So what I'm going to try and do, and I've not tested it, I've not practiced it, I'm going to try and recreate that stunt to see how easy it is. So I've got my trusty measuring tape. This is my horse. So I had to do a bit of research on this one. I needed to find out how tall the horse was at the point of the saddle where he jumps onto so effortlessly. So to do this, I asked ChatGPT, I said, how tall is Bert Reynolds? Bert Reynolds is 5 feet 11 tall, which is around about 180 centimeters. So almost 6 foot tall. And then I thought, well, I need to find out the height of this horse. You can see by this picture that the horse is around about shoulder height with Bert Reynolds. So then I needed to find out, well, how high would Bert Reynolds be at the shoulders? Obviously, this is impossible to find out. So what I did is I asked ChatGPT. I said, right, tell me how high or how tall the average man's head is. It turns out the average man's head, from chin to top of the head, is about 9 inches. Bert Reynolds is probably a bit taller than average, so I've said 10 inches. So that gives me 71 inches of height minus 10 inches. So it's going to be a 61 inch onto the saddle jump. And that's what I'm going to try to recreate. Before I do this, I'm going to practice with my height. How easy it would be for me to judge the height. That's pretty easy. All I need to do is get the boxes up to shoulder height. Then what I've got is a tape measure. Well, I brought my tape measure, but I don't actually need it because conveniently enough, these boxes are both 30 inches in height. So all I need to do is stack 2 up, take away 1 inch, and we've got the height of Bert Reynolds' horse. Let's get on with it. First one, no practice runs. I just need to kind of work out how secure this is going to be. All right, so trial run. So you can see this horse is a little bit lower than I will end up jumping. All right, let me see. All right, I can already tell this is going to be quite hard. I think the key is going to be the transition where you put the hand on the horse and swing the legs over the top. I'm going to move up the height. All right, so that is pretty much dead on shoulder height. What I've done is I've added a bit of security because I don't fancy going arse over tit on this box. It's quite high. This isn't even Bert Reynolds' horse. What I wish is I had more length from there. In fact, I'm going to modify this. All right, so what I've done is I've modified it. This is exactly my height. Put some bands to stop it moving, but I've given myself more length, which would be reflective of a proper horse, which I can swing my leg over the back. All right, my horse. Done. All right, on to Bert's horse. Let's add some element of safety to this. Last bit of bridle. It's quite high. It's a high horse. All right, let's see. So, to answer the question, is it possible for me, an average Joe, to jump on Bert Reynolds' horse? Let's find out. That wasn't a horse, by the way. Done. Doable. Plausible. Jesus, it's so high. Never thought being on a horse would make everything look so small beneath. But that's plausible. Give myself a bit of a calf strain doing it, but more of a cramp. But there we go. Mission accomplished. I can indeed jump on Bert Reynolds' horse. But don't forget, when he did it, his horse is a living creature and it moves. In some aspects, it might have been easier because it might have been a bit narrower at top. But I'm pleased. 60 inches. Mission accomplished.